glad my baby's healthy. Like, it doesn't mean like glad my baby's healthy. Now I can get rid of this piece of shit one that isn't.
The only thing I'm against is the fact that it's a Sony movie and it's probably gonna be ass.
Amen, brother. Kill all those people to do that. Like,
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
that's
No,
not
that's-
Macy Gray.
that's-
What the fuck?
Stop the work and fucking hold for everything.
Welcome to the Hold for Everything podcast. We got places to be. Tonight is Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, the biggest boxing fight you'll ever see in your entire life. Other than that, I don't know what the fuck you're going to see. What's the box? What are we going to see today? What's happening?
It's Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor.
Never
Girls
heard
fight.
of them.
Girls fight.
But apparently it's the biggest women's fight of all time. Next to Holly Holm and
Why'd you like look at your crotch to figure
no,
out to remember who?
Holly. She's down there. Holly.
Who is it? Who are you again?
Holly Holm is. Holly Holm
You
is
were in
pretty,
one of those, right?
She's pretty. Right. And then she lost, and then that's why she's hanging out with me. Yeah, Jess, what are we watching? What's happening?
Undisputed women's championship. Whoever wins gets all the belts.
How many belts do each of them have? I just heard a seagull in the background, Jess. Jesus
Wow,
Christ.
that was outside, so
Anyway, who is it?
Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor.
I was hoping for another pepper-based last name.
Based?
Yeah, Serrano.
Serrano Pepper. I was like, Amanda Serrano and Katie Jalapeno are fighting tonight. Mariah Cubanelle.
I'd much rather watch that than whatever Jess is watching tonight. So what is it, MSG?
I thought you said.
No.
Did you say where is it at or what is it? I thought.
I did say, what is it, MSG?
You did say that, but I understood.
Yeah.
So Jess is going to spend some money, go out and watch some, what is it, monosodium glutamate tonight? Is that what we've established?
What?
That's what MSG is.
He's hitting us with
I think
food
it's I think it's monosodium glutamate. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows that. That's the name of it. That's the episode title.
If you know how to spell it.
Episode 32, monosodium glutamate. People will be confused as shit.
I think they're probably for whatever reason we got more traction on but like on Instagram on last week's episode than we ever have.
Because I commented. That's why.
I don't know why. Well, no, that your comment was after it got like, I mean, it was like 20 likes. It's really not that big of a deal, but it was just like, maybe it's just the time of day or the day. Do we move the release date to Wednesdays? No.
We can do whatever we want, really. I mean,
I don't want to do that.
if we move the release date to Wednesday, we can appropriately review Barry on time.
That's a good point, but we'd have to record every Sunday.
That's true.
We're talking about that show at work.
And we'd have to record like at night, unless they release it the day of. Like, is it one of those things?
I actually don't know because I've been because I traveled back from Ohio to New York and immediately spent all day yesterday in here and getting my shoes stolen. So I haven't had a chance to watch Barry yet.
Context?
Explain to the people how you got your shoes stolen.
So I got some Nikes. Mm-hmm. They were delivered to my house at like 4:15 according to the email. Eric actually fucking picked me up at 4:15. Took me from my studio to my apartment, which is like what would you say, like a 15-minute drive at best? Like it's right there.
There's a little bit of traffic, but
yeah, but it didn't take like an hour to fucking get there.
We're back like half hour.
Yeah. So I went there to pick up my a drill I went there to pick up a battery for my drill because I brought the whole thing except a fucking battery to operate it with. And didn't see a package there or anything like that. So at that point it was already stolen. I hadn't seen the email yet, but like shit, I got back at like 11 I took an Uber home around like 11:30ish. going through my emails for the day and then saw like, oh shit, I'm going to come home to some new shoes. And then no fucking shoes there. All I can think of is because of like when they said they delivered it versus when Eric got me to my house. It's like they must have just like left that shit on the sidewalk because it was like 10 minutes difference between like when they dropped it off and like when I like had the opportunity to have stolen it. And like Nike doesn't know anything about subtlety. So like their
Put
whole
a big check mark right on the box.
yeah, I guarantee. I mean, I didn't see the fucking box, so but I guarantee because it's Nike, they always do this shit. So like the UPS dude was like, it'll be fine if I leave this in the most visible spot possible. Because otherwise, I can't figure out like why someone would steal. If it was just like an unmarked box, I don't think people would do that. Especially because my next door neighbor's package was right fucking there. No one took that shit. So
Well,
like,
what are the odds that the UPS guy stole your shoes?
I think pretty high at this point, specifically because we were there. Like it was like a 20-minute difference between when they said they delivered it and when you took me there. And it's not like I wouldn't have noticed like a box. Like,
Right. But doesn't it get like if you steal enough stuff, I would imagine as a UPS driver, it gets marked whenever somebody claims that their stuff got stolen and who was supposed to deliver it. I would imagine that if it tracks to that person more than a few times, it comes off as suspicious.
well, here's the thing is that UPS makes it really difficult to tell them that a package was stolen because
you can't.
Well, you can. You have to go through like the whole. There's no like online thing. You gotta do like a phone call. You have to navigate through like the fucking voice commands system shit.
Uh-huh.
And none of them are like, let us know if you want a package. Just like the menu is just like, are you shipping something? Are you receiving something? Do you want the tracking information on something? Do you want to give us a custom date to drop it off? Like, well, blah, blah, blah. But none of it's just like, are you calling to report a stolen package? You got to figure out like, well, what's most relevant in the menu of things to get there. And
right.
Half the time they're just like, yeah, sucks to suck. We can't help you with that. Like,
there's no way to just call and have Betty figure out what happened.
You have to fucking FedEx is the same because I did this for like a whole week, like a month ago at this point with them, not over a stolen package, but over their absolute refusal to deliver one, which by the way could have fit in my fucking mailbox, but they didn't feel comfortable, I guess, with that. But anyway, you have to like trick the phone into letting you talk to someone. Like you have to trick like the automated shit because they so don't want you to do that.
Right.
That like if you don't say the right things in the right order,
they'll send you right back to.
They'll send you right back, or they'll straight up be like, we're not gonna like FedEx automated system straight up told me one time at the end of like the first try I had to get a hold of someone that they weren't going to connect me to someone. Like the automated message is like, yeah, we don't connect to operators for this issue, and then hung up the phone. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
They didn't even give you the option to go back to the main menu and like.
No, they don't even give you the option to like there's not even like or press 0 to speak to. Well, actually UPS I think might, but FedEx there's not like a press this button to go straight to an operator. You have to navigate the menu. And you have to confuse the automated system to the point where it gives up. That's how you get to a person through FedEx, is say a lot of shit.
That confuses it?
Yeah, you have to confuse the automated message like system.
You just press 0 over and over and over again?
No, because it'll just be like, because it'll ask you a question. It'll just be like, did you want to do this or this? And 0 is not one of the options it gives you. So you can't just sit there and press 0 because eventually it'll be like, well, this is a robot trying to fucking kill this other robot.
I normally just scream at the phone, customer service!
Same.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean,
but I have heard that when you do respond with your voice, there is a physical person on the other end who just presses the button in response to what you're saying.
So
that'd be the funniest shit I've ever. If that's true,
I swear on God,
the dumbest fucking automated messages don't need to like these automated systems just shouldn't exist. If that's the real thing, if it's like say the thing to get to this, or press this on the keypad, and you're just like, oh yeah, tracking or something like that. And then it's just some other fucker listening to your call being like, all right, that was 2, and hitting 2. Why can't I just talk to that fucking guy?
It's very possible I made that up.
I think you did, because it seems like you would need so many people pressing the fucking buttons to make that work.
Could you fucking imagine the poor person on the other end when they're getting screamed at?
Just, oh my God. Like, and I'm like kind of shit to customer service when I get there. I'll like tell them that I'm like angry, but not like scream at, because it's not them. They didn't do anything.
No, I scream at the automated.
It's not you.
Oh yeah, the automated thing, it can go fuck itself for all I care. But like the person, once I actually get the person, yeah, they're wildly unrelated to my scenario. So it's like not helpful to get them like in a shitty mood, because they're not going to help me if they're like, yo, fuck this dude, he deserves to have his shit stolen or whatnot. Like,
I think there was only one time that I legitimately spazzed out on somebody on the phone like that, and it was I won like Foo Fighters tickets it was free Foo Fighters tickets, and I was working at a summer camp, and Verizon had this thing where if you had a Verizon account, you could apply and get free tickets. So I lied and said that I had a Verizon account or some shit. I don't know what it was. It was like T-Mobile or something like that. It was something that I didn't have. I think it was like Verizon, the phone provider.
so let's name, who is your phone provider?
My phone provider is T-Mobile.
All right, so it could be any other phone service besides T-Mobile. We've established.
Well, my TV provider is Verizon. It really makes no sense what's happening here. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, I won, and they sent it to me either like the day of or the day after, which was the day of the concert, and it was supposed to come in the mail, and I couldn't, like, it was taking forever, and I was trying to figure out where the fuck the package was. So I called them, and I was so pissed because they were like, you can't meet him anywhere. I was trying to find the guy with the truck, and they're like, we can't do anything for you. And so I went to the UPS or whatever. They couldn't do anything for me. And I finally called, and I just spazzed out on this dude. Got nothing done. And I went to the show, but I don't remember how I got in. I think I messaged them and was like, bro, these fuckers never send me tickets. Can you just, like, I don't know, figure it out and just send it to me?
That's fucking pretty cool that you could just walk up to a concert for like a major touring act like the Foo Fighters and be like, I technically won tickets. Can you let me in? And they're just like, yeah.
It was pretty wild.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I guess the best part of the story was that I didn't have the thing that I needed to win the contest. So because I worked at a summer camp, I asked one of the kids to give me their account information. And they were like, why would I have that? I'm like 13. I was like, ask your mom what her Verizon account or whatever the fuck account.
Oh my God.
Her
Mom,
AT&T.
my camp counselor is threatening me unless you give us our account information for our Verizon.
I legit stopped the bus and said, who has AT&T? And this one fucking little kid
Thought it was Verizon.
Whatever. One of them.
You're supposed to be a writer, buddy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or his next movie is specifically about continuity and errors, so it's all going to work out in the end. This is promo.
This is method right now. Yeah. And anyway, long story short, I eventually got it somehow. And then they called me like Brian when I got there, and I was like, "What?" And then I realized that it wasn't me who won the contest. It was this 13-year-old boy.
Yeah. Also, just a quick reminder. When you're talking, try not to slam shit into your desk because I won't be able to get rid of that audio.
I'm so sorry. That was a Red Bull can from afar, and I'm sorry. I was nervous.
That noise is just going to live there. So
forever.
Yeah.
There's no fixing that.
I can make it quieter, but not without fucking ruining your entire voice. So.
All right. Well, there's not much news. So I kind of. Oh no. Well, I guess.
Didn't we talk about
Go ahead.
some shit last week that we wish we talked about?
Okay.
Was it? Do we want to talk about?
Elon Musk owning Twitter? That's too late in the game. I think we're over that.
I don't know if we're over it, but like, yeah, some dumb shit. But I think we missed it. Maybe it hadn't come out yet, or maybe we just didn't realize it. I thought in our chat we wanted to talk about Amber Heard rage shitting the bed.
Oh,
I don't know if we need to really talk about it as much as we just need to be like the millionth person being like, yeah,
Pretty
that's
gross, bro.
yeah.
That's all there's to say.
How fucking great is it to be like, you had this like big acting career, you're in all these AAA movies, and everyone from here on out is gonna be like, hey, you like purposely shit your bed once, right? Like,
Well,
that's who you are, is like the maniac who shit their bed on purpose.
did they actually know it was her shit though? Because I heard it was like could have been animal shit or
no, she said it was dog shit. And Johnny Depp was like, no, I pick up the dog shit. It was definitely not dog shit. Oh,
Well, I'll also say that since we last talked, they did. Jess is bugging out. That
Right.
is hilarious. I don't know what
Oh
I'm
my
looking
god. Yeah, I wish
at. I wish I could film. Was recording you do that.
we should just, could that happen so often with Jess? We should have like a screen recorder just on her like window. Like, but obviously from not her screen, one of us has to do this dumb shit because it's hysterical. It looks like, you know what it looks like? That commercial for the army where the guy's wandering through like the future.
Oh shit!
And
he,
all
like,
the
fades
digital
away,
shit.
but he also yeah.
Yeah, he like runs into an advertisement that's also
Sorry.
him, and it starts flickering different, like it's like trying to sell him some shit. Then for some reason looks really angry at him. I know this is like an old commercial, but they still air it sometimes. And I've
2
always
in the
been like,
morning.
why would you make what advertiser just like, we're gonna try and sell you this drink, but also the end of this advertisement is gonna look really mad at you. Like,
dude, it's Zoom. Zoom sucks. When you're doing like an outside plug-in. 'Cause
Well, hopefully next week. What are we doing? We're doing it in person. Is that the move?
we can
Finally?
try.
yeah, we can try.
I like that. I like trying. Anyway, yeah, so she shits the bed. Oh, I was gonna say, since the last time we talked about it, there were some things that I watched for like half-ass kind of, and there were a lot of recordings. I mean, again, I guess it could have been her just like trying to trap him into saying something because she was the one recording, but she would say a lot of things like, oh, what are you gonna do, hit me again? And he doesn't necessarily say, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, I never hit you, you're nuts. He kind of just like continues on with the conversation. So like a part of me is like,
I don't think he hit her.
I don't know. I feel like a part of me says he might have hit her. He just never left as big of a mark as she has.
Yeah. Also, like, in order for that statement to be true in any sense, all he has to have like done is like hit her once or like shoved her once or
That's a good
anything
point.
like that. Just
Yeah.
like over the course of like however many years they dated, the idea that like she's fabricating literally everything, I'm not certain of, but exaggerating and like, you know, weaponizing kind of maybe his like past bullshit. Because I don't think Johnny Depp is like, at least from my understanding of everything going on and the things that I've read about it, not a complete understanding obviously, but it doesn't seem to me like the dude was just like off the goddamn rails, like slamming her into walls and shit every day. It does seem to me like maybe he fucked up like and did some shit once or twice, but like also she spent a long time kind of manipulating situations, it seems like.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
And she was recording a lot. It's almost like, why are you?
She was doing that on purpose. She was pushing his buttons. Like she was recording him while she was pushing his buttons so that he would do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, we don't have to harp on it because we talked about it already. But that was my take. But no one's really like followed up with that. Everyone in the comments is like, oh, well, she just recorded that just to make it sound like, you know. And it's like, I don't know. Is anyone? I mean, I guess people are that smart, but It just seems like a lot
I think it's also because like you can understand if somebody keeps poking you, and then somebody goes off the rails. You always blame the person who's poking them as opposed to the person.
I mean, you could just leave.
Well, yeah, I guess anyone can just leave in any abusive relationship, but it's not always that fucking simple.
No, I know. I'm just saying if we're saying like, you know, she's pushing his buttons to the point where he hits her, like he could just walk out.
Well, we don't even know if
But
is
he
like
did walk
part.
out, and then she shit in his bed.
Yeah, don't leave your house, bro.
Don't leave your house. You might come back to shit in your bed. Guess what? It's not the dogs.
He should have just hit her, and that would have never happened.
I don't know. I don't think that's either the other end of that one.
Damn. All right. Well, you know.
Yeah, I don't want this podcast to weigh pro fucking spousal abuse. So,
damn, that's kind of what I was looking for. We need that crowd.
The thing is that cops aren't going to like this show for the other political opinions.
Damn.
The joke there for people who aren't following is a lot of cops are spousal abusers.
What is it? Over 60%? 40%?
Something that's like at least tangentially around 50, which is just terrible to be like possibly every other cop hit their fucking wife.
Right.
Possibly more than every other cop.
Right, because I guess a lot of it wouldn't be...
But not... It's just a couple bad apples, guys.
Just a couple bad apples.
Just a couple bad apples. I remember...
Not all cops are bad.
Yeah, it's only my high school that all the shittiest people became cops from. It's exclusive to Youngstown, Ohio, that the people who pulled up into the parking lot with Confederate flags and bullied the non-white kids end up being the police. Yeah, that doesn't happen anywhere else in the country, I bet.
I was bullied in high school. A lot of those
Were
kids
you?
became cops.
Well, because they were just like, Grisanti, I don't know. He might not be.
I mean, a lot of times I wouldn't get bullied because they thought like if I ever did bring a gun to school, they wanted to be safe. So I didn't really get fucked with a lot.
Were you that kid?
They thought I was, and I kind of was offended by it. But I guess I don't know.
No,
I
in
guess
high school.
I still look like that because somebody said that on set yesterday. The lead actress, she was like, "You look like the kid that would probably shoot up a school," and I was like, "Oh, this is still."
What
See,
the
I never
fuck?
got that vibe from you.
I don't
But,
know. I guess because I was super dark on this set, I was just like annoyed. But anyway, go on.
I was gonna say in high school, I was just in every piece of like media that they would show. I was all like of anti-bullying shit. I was like the person who was the bully always looked like me.
Right.
Even though like I think classically most of the kids who looked like me were not fucking bullies. In that like I was fucking like long-haired fucking like just music kid.
Right.
Like, but every like thing was like, oh, those Be the Change fucking videos and shit. That's just like, don't hang out with kids like this. It was always like some kid in long hair wearing like an Iron Maiden t-shirt with like
That's
a flannel on. And I was like, that's like what I wore to school today, guys. Come on, this isn't fair.
I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, it's just like, I get along with like 90% of my grade. What's going on? But every fucking piece of media is just like, don't trust the kids that listen to punk music. And it's like, all right, well,
I wouldn't trust him either.
yet here I am.
Yep. I don't know. I don't even know what these things. Oh, okay. Well, wait, Jess,
Oh,
you're very excited about number 4 on our list.
James Corden leaving.
James Corden is leaving the Late Late Show. Finally.
Why?
I don't know. That's your job.
No.
Seems like he's just I haven't heard like a scandal or anything, so it just seems like maybe he's just like done with it.
I mean, which is weird though, because they probably offered him a cajillion dollars to stay. Because if like, despite everyone hating him, or despite people hating him for whatever reason, he's probably the only late show host that anyone's ever cared about. Like no one has ever cared about a late show.
Well, that's not true because at one point, like Conan O'Brien was a late show host.
Okay. But was it? Yeah. But to the point where
the thing is now there's like 18 of these shows. Like at one point it was like there's the two competing like main like time late night shows and like one late show.
But did people?
And now it's like every fucking talk like late night talk show shit has like 3 things coming after it. There's like
right, Seth
the late
Meyers
show, the late show, the fucking even later show.
Yeah, I mean that's always been a thing though. Like they used to do Carson Daly after a certain one.
Well, that's like it. That's even like a little bit after the era I'm talking about with like Conan, because
Right.
the Carson Daly era is
I think that
kind of
was
like
after Letterman or some shit like that.
yeah,
Or Jay, one of them. I don't remember. But
yeah.
But was Conan that popular on the Late Show?
Yeah, he was like the prime guy to replace Leno, remember?
Well, yeah,
that
I
whole
mean-
lead into the scandal. He was like,
But I guess like Jimmy Fallon on the Late Show wasn't a popular show. Is my point. Like,
well, but if you just look at raw numbers, none of them are going to be because they're post midnight shows. But like for that time slot, yeah, Conan fucking did some shit.
right. I mean, I guess we're also in a new era. It's like YouTube and shit like that. Like you can see all the Corden stuff the day after. Like,
Yeah.
'cause a lot of his stuff is skits and
Yeah, he does. That's probably his best thing is that he segments his shit into
Right.
like easily like, oh, this is not like just gonna be like a 20-minute interview. We're gonna like break everything into like 10-minute structure and
Yeah.
then make it real easy to watch on YouTube and shit. They seem to understand how to do that better than the other late shows.
There was also what's his name that I loved. The
Craig Ferguson.
there you go.
Oh, really?
I liked him.
Yeah, I was being dead serious.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, me and-
I just kind of named one that I knew existed. I didn't realize that was where it was going.
no, it was him. It was actually no, because I remember like when all the Letterman Leno stuff was going on with Conan and just the mess of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just started watching everybody because I was like, oh, this is so interesting, all the drama and yada yada yada. I wanted to hear what everybody was going to say about the whole situation, and then I ended up like watching Craig Ferguson, and like the skeleton was his side host or
Sidekick,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, sidekick. And I would watch. My cousins were living with me at the time, and me and my cousin Vincent, we would watch Craig Ferguson over like any of them because we just thought it was really fun. We really were just trying to figure out if anybody was actually controlling that skeleton or if it was like
Or if it was a real skeleton.
He didn't know if it was like a puppet or an animatronic.
well, we didn't know if it was like he had 4 noises that he made the entire show or if he actually like said full sentences. And at some point he started to talk and have full sentences. So we realized either at some point they changed it to where he would talk more or he always did. And we just never realized it.
I used to like him a lot, but James Corden is leaving to write, it says.
To write?
To write, yep. And he might possibly go back to the UK, but he doesn't think so.
I mean, it sounds like
odd.
the dude just kind of wants to be done with it.
He wants
Like-
to explore other opportunities, like in writing.
I mean,
sound-
he made a shit ton of money doing it. He was
Yeah.
the most popular, like, late guy, as we kind of already touched on. But, like, yeah, I can see that. It's fucking
I mean, 'cause-
like, arduous career. You're there, like, was it 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week?
Right. And you're also not going to, he has no chance of taking over for anybody anytime soon.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone's too young right now. Like,
Everyone's
the
too
oldest
young.
is, like, Colbert, and he's not going to give that shit up anytime soon.
he missed it by like, a year or 2,
Yeah.
But I think there was rumors that he was going to take over for Colbert because Colbert's ratings weren't as good until like Trump became president, and then he became like number 1 because of all the political shit. And
Well, Colbert also was the most recent of, like, the big 3, I think.
right, he was
Like, because Kimmel and Fallon, I think, had their shows before him.
yeah, they were there. They were all
But-
like mainstays.
No, that shit always happens. It's always like a year or 2 before people, like, even without the Trump shit, I think Colbert would have gotten there strictly because I trust Colbert to, like, find, like, a unique voice better than I trust, like, Kimmel and Fallon. I think he's got a bigger history in, like, just straight up writing.
Right.
While, like, Kimmel has, like, I mean, what Kimmel's real experience is like vaguely. Was he a stand-up beforehand, or was he just like
No, I
comedic
think
shows like The Man Show and stuff like
I
that?
think it was more like the Man Show. I don't remember him doing I don't know. I don't remember.
He might have gotten his start as stand up, but then gone on TV, and because like a lot of people do that. Like Jon Stewart did that. Jon Stewart was a stand up who got the Daily Show, and then was like, I don't need to do stand up anymore.
Right.
I like this better. But like, and Fallon, we know SNL and shit. So it's like two guys that are like more performers. But like Colbert started as like a writer. Like he was.
It is kind of funny if you think about it. Like Fallon, who were the other two that you just said? Fallon, Kimmel, and
I was just talking about Fallon and Kimmel.
Well, neither of them were stand-ups. They just kind of they kind of just fell into that world, which is odd. Because
what's wild to me is Fallon, strictly because like it seemed like, at least in my opinion, he like disappeared post SNL for a little bit. Like I don't remember like hearing about Jimmy Fallon for a minute.
No, he was doing he did like Fever Pitch, or not Fever Pitch. Maybe it was Fever Pitch. I don't remember.
But like they were like,
he did the movie with Queen Latifah, and like he was trying to do movies and shit, I think.
Yeah, like most, I mean, they all do. They don't just straight up disappear, but I'm saying like I don't remember him succeeding like in like the way that like a Bill Hader or a John Mulaney has at this point.
Right.
Or, you know, a lot of people do, and that's seemingly like the toss up. There's like a ton of like hugely successful writers that made bigger impacts after SNL than during. But then there's also like a lot of people who don't, like the Chris Kattans of the world. Like who it's like their big time was SNL and then never quite got something else going afterwards. They all try. It's not like there's a very few people I think that leave SNL and don't try to
make it.
Yeah. But like not all of them succeed. And I thought in my head I had Jimmy Fallon in that camp. In the he's obviously, I knew he was trying to do something, but I hadn't like seen any like real indicator of success from him. So when suddenly it was like, oh, Jimmy Fallon is now a late night guy, I was like, that seems out of the fucking blue.
It's just so crazy, like to know that you're gonna have a job for the next like 40 years of your life. Like I especially with like now with like so many different opportunities, I do find it interesting. Like, what would it take for him to be like, all right, I don't really need to do this anymore. Like I can just go do my own thing. Cause I'm sure it's exhausting to do that 5 days a week.
Well, it really, I think in his scenario, I mean, this is also, I'm imagining being Jimmy Fallon, the Jimmy Fallon that's in my head. In his scenario, I don't know if there is like a go do my own thing. I think he already went to do his own thing and it led him to this point. Yeah. Right. The big payoff of that was getting here.
Right.
Like, which is like, you know, these like primetime late night slots, like these like shows, it's like a ton of people's dream to be that person.
I mean,
so
that was
it's not like it's a bad place to be, but like,
I think back in the day, that was like a comedian's dream. I mean, it's kind of like out the door now. Like no one really dreams of being a late night host anymore. I'm not saying everyone, but like, I think that's what it used to be. And now it's like we have so many opportunities. We have podcasts, we have specials, we have Netflix, we have, you know, movies.
Yeah. Well, but it depends on like what you want to do. Cause like not everyone wants to be in movies. Not everyone like wants to do stand up as their form of comedy.
But I do find
then like the podcast thing, there's only like, they're a successful podcast, but like if that's like, unless you're like killing it,
right,
it's not like the career, like
right.
So
I mean, you could say Bobby Lee kind of fell into that. Like he is killing it. He's got 2 huge podcasts, but I'm sure he never. I don't think he's someone who thought anything was going to come out of it. I think he kind of just that also fell into his lap, and he can kind of still do his own thing on the side.
Well,
and now he has more opportunity as an actor because of the podcast, because people know him better.
Yeah, but like prior to the podcast, he was still moderately successful. I remember him. I knew about Bobby Lee before he was like his podcast was
he
big.
Knew about Bobby Lee, but I don't think like a casual I mean, not that casuals know who he is now, but I think a lot more people know him now than they did before.
Yeah, I'm certain it's helped him for sure. Yeah.
Because even he talks about like after Mad TV, he had like nothing up until the podcast. Like he was still auditioning. Like it's not like getting jobs, which is fair. It's weird to hear him say, because you just assume like somebody at his level would be given jobs, and he wouldn't have to be like fighting for opportunities against other actors, which he talks about all the time, because he's like, it's only like 5 Asian actors that like they could hire from.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's like, well, in particular, because there's not, at least there is more now, but like before his podcast, like it's very recently has been there like way more opportunities for like Asian actors in particular, and inherently anyone who's like not white acting.
Right.
Like there is just like, for a long time, I was like, we have like this all white cast, and then we have like, we're filling out the minority roles. That's the whole tokenism idea. Like,
Right.
well, we got to have an Asian guy. We got to have a black guy. Like, they're just filling out for the sake of diversity, which is like kind of what people point out now a lot. And I think also,
I mean, it's mainly people on the, it's kind of like, it's something that people on the right have been upset about, but for the wrong reasons. Like, they're upset because they're like, oh, why do they need this in there? But at the same time, like, people on, I guess, the left or whatever, like, to me, it's annoying to see it be forced in there, you know?
well, I was gonna say, I don't think there's like this very narrow, I think it's like corporate Dems, like the people who like would have been Republicans in the 80s, but
right, they're just
like,
they're just doing it because they know that their customers will.
well, it's because they're the most performative ones, essentially. It's like, and that's what it is. So like a lot of people on the left and right, for different reasons, are both like, this is silly, or like, this is stupid. But like, it is, you know, if you're only casting people to be like, you're gonna fill that role, like you're gonna fill the black guy role, then yeah, you should probably just write a better movie, because inherently it's like, oh, it's like the problem that a lot of people have with a lot of like older sitcoms is like, you take place in New York and your cast is 10 white people. What the fuck? Like,
yeah. Well,
what
that's
New York are you living in? Like,
that's even what Bobby Lee kind of like says. Like, he said like recently, he like read the dialogue and he's like, why? He's like, can you not do it this way? Can we? And he just like he didn't go for the role because he was like, it's just not. I just felt like it was unnecessary to have like that stereotypical whatever. And then somebody jokingly said, didn't you just play a doctor on the Sex and the City reboot? And he's like, yeah, well, fuck you, it's different. Anyway,
well, but stereotypes in different ways, I guess. It depends. Like, this one could have been like a caricature versus like, the Asian people, doctors, lawyers shit. I mean, it's a stereotype, but it doesn't mean that there aren't doctors and lawyers that are Asian people. So
you're not allowed to have Indian and Asian doctors now.
Yeah,
which like, I guess is what gets misconstrued on you know, whatever side of the fence, whatever. Anyway, James Corden, I don't know what he's gonna do, but
I guess he's gonna write.
We answered that 20 minutes ago.
Like, I feel like that was one of the first things we said.
I don't know.
Then we somehow got into this tangent where we're talking about
late night hosts, whatever,
the diversity problems of modern Hollywood. But
every time we talk about late night hosts, you guys go off on a tangent.
I know, because I love it.
Well,
anyway.
I like grew up like loving watching like Conan and shit. So like,
it's always interesting when
easy
that shit
for me
happens.
to dive into it.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, even though I never watched his show, I just remember you hating him. And then I was like, okay, this is something we can talk about. But I also find it very interesting, somebody who's probably making a cajillion dollars to just be like, I'm good. I'm going to go right, which he probably won't make as much money doing, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
It's really easy, I think, if it's not if it's not what you want to be fucking doing, but you made a shit ton of money off of it. I think it's like really easy to be like, yeah, I'm just going to take all the fucking money I just made and do the thing I want to do.
Right. Because
like the infinite pursuit of money only goes if that's your actual goal. Like if your goal is strictly more money, but it's like, yeah, it's not everyone's goals. Some people are just like, yeah, I have money now and I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the movie I wanted to make. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
You're right. Speaking of
it's
movies,
like I won $30 million in the lottery, so I'm going to spend every dollar trying to do it again. Let's go.
Is that not what you're supposed to do?
No, I don't.
Isn't there a
so.
guy who's like done that? He's won the lottery like fucking 5 times.
Yeah, like out of sheer luck. But Yeah,
All right,
let's
Wish I had that
move on.
guy's luck.
Yeah,
Anyway.
would be great.
What else? Well, what just came out today, I guess, so we can hop on it. I didn't really watch the show, so I'm hoping that you guys did, but they're doing a sequel series to That 70s Show, and they're making That 90s Show with the entire cast except for
Danny Masterson.
he who must not be named, I guess.
Oh, I named him.
Damn.
I think we're allowed to name him. We just also have to mention that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
like-
it
okay.
sucks too because he was like, I liked his character on that show.
Yeah, but it's also like probably the easiest character to be like, oh, Hyde, yeah, he dead.
Yeah,
Like of all like
Or
the
in jail or
characters, it's like
something,
you
yeah.
actually have no problem writing off why he's not in the show. It's like
Yeah.
the easiest one. But
Would
yeah,
they-
I mean, it was a good character, but you know, there's a whole lot of actors that are shitty people that played fun fucking characters.
Do they put his character in jail? Would that be
that
too
would be
much?
amazing. No, that would work. It would totally. I wouldn't even question that.
Yeah, no one would.
Would they question? No, but would they say the reasoning is almost the same reason that he's actually in jail?
That would be ballsy, and I'd respect it a lot.
Is he
I
in
would
jail?
love it. No, I don't think he's actually in jail. He's just
Oh,
none of these people go to
He's
jail.
not, he's on trial.
Yeah.
well, he's not gonna go to jail. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be a big fucking move, and it would probably earn them just like a little bit of like, all right, yeah, I'll give you an episode or two to
Yeah,
really
yeah,
break it in.
Honestly,
but, like,
though, Netflix might do it. With Fuller House, they like shit on the Olsen twins when they didn't return.
but like the Olsen twins just like chose not to return. Like
Also,
they didn't like
I wouldn't
go
say
and like
shit on
fucking, they didn't go and like fucking assault people or anything like that.
No, yeah, but
They were just like,
still,
no, I'm good. I don't want to be a part of the show.
Yeah, but they real
we're not
life
really
bashed
actors.
them.
Yeah,
They were like, they went to start a fast. They're too busy with their fashion empire or some shit like that.
yeah. What I just feel like that. I'm
So
saying
one
it
little
feels a little
one-liner.
So that feels like it's a little uncalled for. Is what I'm, like Danny Masterson, absolute piece of shit, deserves whatever bad shit gets thrown his way. The Olsens are just like, we haven't acted in a decade plus. We're not about to start again. We don't really care for that. And it's like,
It's
fuck
also
you and your fashion bullshit, girls. Like,
fuck
that
you
seems
making more money than all of us on this set right now that have to do this job
Yeah.
because we didn't have a career anytime after Full House came out.
you tell me you don't think John Stamos had
That's
a
good
career?
point. You got a good point. That is weird. Whatever. They must have paid him. He must have been the highest paid person on the show.
Probably.
But yeah, I guess that's all the news I have for that 90s show because
Yeah, I was gonna say
it came out like 2 hours ago or a few hours ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know anything. Like it would be impossible to know anything about the plot. They're like it's what them as adults with their kids, and that's
It
like
is. It's about. I know, but my
Jess is just a cube right now.
yeah.
Because
Jess,
my-
it's a picture of Jess playing guitar, talking to her.
You're so fucking cool, Jess.
my mouse
Play one
died,
song for us right
and
now.
I can't put the
No pictures, no pictures, please.
my mouse died, and I can't put the video back
Why'd you turn the video off again?
because it was tweaking out again. Zoom just like fuck.
We didn't see it tweaking out.
It was.
You can't like voice command your computer. You can't be like, "Yo Siri, turn my camera back on."
I think it. It's not even. My mouse is back on, but I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Dude, just throw the whole. Anyway,
I don't know what is going on.
when he's got a kid that isn't that he's, I don't know if he's autistic or what's this. What?
So we might be
Jess is in
missing.
her world.
Jess is still trying
Jess-
to figure it out.
We
What?
might
Are
be
you- are we
missing
not-
like whatever you guys just said because it's Zoom. It's not my computer. It's Zoom because Zoom just.
Well, it says recording on our
Yeah.
screen.
Okay, cool. Because Zoom just spazzed the fuck out on me.
No, I think you're
Well,
good.
we'll-
if
We'll find
we'll
out
find out. Either that, we're just having a simple conversation at this point. We're just hanging
about
out.
Chris Pratt being like maybe a little. That's like all I remember is like Chris
Finish
Pratt
the
said
other
some like
topic?
maybe not great shit, and then but it wasn't like it was just like yeah a little bit problematic, but not like Chris Pratt
Right.
wife beater.
Well, I think I don't think he did anything crazy. But it was also the church that he was a part of was like against homosexuality, and I don't know. But it's also like we don't even know if that's true. Number one, and then number two, it's like, is it enough to want this guy out of a whole movie series?
But
which
like,
is basically what somebody. It wasn't like a huge thing. It was somebody on Twitter that I guess was like, oh, we should boycott Chris Pratt or something like that. And then James Gunn responded. He's like, why the fuck would we do that? What did he do that you misinformed people don't know anything about? It's because of something that you heard on the internet.
Well,
and he's
he
like,
also cheated on fucking Anna Faris and talked shit about his kid.
Well, he didn't. That's the thing. He didn't talk shit about his kid. All he said was he had a healthy baby, and then people like read into it like he was saying, "Yo, fuck my other kid."
Well, because if you have one kid that's not healthy and one kid that is, you don't go on Instagram and be like, "I'm so thankful for my healthy baby."
Why not? Because I'd still be thankful that my baby was healthy. Like, it's still relevant. Like,
I also don't think
I have one kid that is like kind of bedridden, and that's sad. But I'm really happy. But like, I don't think it does. Like in my mind, I think like you'd be incredibly grateful that you don't have like two kids suffering at the same time. Not like, I don't think that's the greediest thing in the world to be like, glad my baby's healthy. Like, it doesn't mean like, glad my baby's healthy, now I can get rid of this piece of shit one that isn't. Like, that's not what he said.
Like,
I think. Oh, he said, "Let me get rid of this piece of shit one."
No, I mean, like, he actually.
I completely understand.
No, like he actually.
We should boycott Chris Pratt.
I fucking
Chris
hate
Pratt said that. Yeah, I don't like him either, but it's also like, it's kind of just like, I find him a little bit annoying at this point. Like, it's
because he's just it's oversaturation.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
Just in everything, bro. My guy is playing Mario. Or why? We couldn't get.
We couldn't get Danny DeVito to do it.
Come on.
Oh, Danny DeVito is great cast.
You know what? He could still play Wario. That's still open, right? Have we cast Wario, or is that going to be Chris Evans now for some reason? Wario's not tall. That's Waluigi.
Wait, are these? Oh, it's live action Mario. Is that what the thing was?
I don't fucking know.
I guess that would make sense.
You know what I'm not doing is seeing Mario, regardless of who fucking.
I did watch.
The only reason there was like I cared to see Sonic.
Go, Jake.
It's the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, there was an old Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, and they were plumbers. But, it was live action. I remember it.
Yeah, everyone loves that movie. As bad as it is, everyone loves that shit.
Yeah, it's like one of the. It's
like a classic bad movie.
Yeah, one of those things. But
it's like Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Perfect. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
I was gonna say the only reason I even cared to see Sonic is because other people were like, yo, actually surprisingly good. Like, that was like the other thing was like, I didn't like, no part of me was going to see Sonic until people were like, yeah, you know what? Not bad actually.
That's probably what'll happen with Mario. People will be like, oh shit, it's actually not that bad, or it'll be terrible. But
here's the thing is that it's like the one video game movie that has been all right is Sonic, and it's not even like great. It's just it's fun.
It's also animated.
It gets the tone all right. Yeah, that's no fucking video game movies ever really nail it, as evidenced by Uncharted being trash. And like,
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, like if they make like a dramatic version of Mario, like
it'll
if they
do such trash.
Like the Fresh Prince?
No, I'm
want
just
to
saying,
see Mario in like some real struggle shit. I don't.
Just saying it. You know, he's going to save a princess. There's a big ass dragon with a shell.
And he's in a fucking red t-shirt and overalls, baby. He's about to fucking wreck shit. You can't make that serious. The tone is true. Like the whole costume design and tone of the series is too lighthearted for it to be like, here's our gritty take on Mario.
All right. So anyway, is Chris Pratt a terrible person?
Yes.
Great.
I'd say he's not great, but terrible is a pretty hard term for people who actually like assault people. Like,
do we think it's like if they?
I think it's real. I think he was in the wrong when he said that now that I have a healthy baby, I'm going to murder my other one for failing me. I thought that was a bit harsh. But sans that, it's just he's overcast.
Do you think that if they wanted to
Cheated on his wife and left his kid. He's a deadbeat.
listen, don't
He
we all
left his
cheat on our
kid?
wives?
Like, we know for a fact he like abandoned his kid.
That's what Anna Faris says
When did she say that?
in an interview. I remember reading it. Watch, let me Google it.
Let's all Google this right now during a podcast.
Hey, man.
It's my fucking.
All right. Damn, we got a couple things.
We got 10 minutes, baby. Let's go.
No shot.
Well, it's about to be 6, and Jess is going to a fight. So yes.
The fight starts at 11. Let's go.
Some other shit might
the
not.
door's actually already opened.
All right.
So I already pushed it for you.
All right, let's go. All right, fuck this. Chris Pratt, not a great guy, but is it worth replacing him? Guardians of the Galaxy? Probably not.
No, yeah, I don't think he.
That's what he said. That's what James Gunn was saying. He was like, bro, if they replaced Chris Pratt in this movie,
That's like the one movie I think he should be in.
Right.
Like, it's all the other shit that I'm like, why is Chris Pratt here? That one I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. It's a kind of goofy fucking character.
I could have done without him in Jurassic Park, but I didn't like it. I didn't really like whatever. That's a whole other. That was that beef. Jake asked. We're answering.
When I was on the new Jurassic Park roller coaster in Universal, all I was seeing was Chris Pratt the whole fucking time on the fucking screen, and the line was like 2 hours long, so they wouldn't let us use
Guy's
the
a star. Guy's a star.
So annoying.
Anyways, we got Bad Bunny starring in El Muerto by Sony Pictures. It's a Spider-Man movie. And that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too. I know nothing about the character. I know who Bad Bunny is, and I think he's a good musician.
He's great.
Yeah,
He's a great athlete. He wrestled at WrestleMania, put on a good show.
I didn't know that. Oh, then he probably has like enough of like the prerequisite like action experience to be able to pull off
It does
a simple action scene. Like, yeah,
it did show obviously like he can't wrestle forever because they're not going to be able to afford him. But knowing that he put so much time and effort into it, it does seem like if he does the same for something else, it won't be shitty, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and he has the money that like if he didn't want to do this, like he wouldn't have to. I'm certain that he's not like becoming the highest paid actor of this year for this movie via Sony. Like
I think he's doing things that he wants to do at this point.
Exactly,
my man.
So I think he probably will put that effort in because he wants to be doing it.
Right. So I'm for it. The only thing I'm against is the fact that it's a Sony movie and it's probably gonna be ass. Because the Jared Leto movie just came out, nobody watched it, and the people that did regretted it. So I don't really understand. Wasn't
Morbius? That was Sony. I thought that was Marvel shit.
I mean, it was a Sony thing. Yeah, it was one of those. It was like a Venom, Morbius. Those are all in the same.
I didn't know Morbius was a Spider-Man villain. I don't know. I don't know shit about Morbius. And also, like, I guess when you're limited to just one comic book character and they're like specific villains that aren't licensed by like Marvel at this point, you are going to be picking from mostly unknowns, or not unknowns, but lesser knowns, because like all the big ones are in the Spider-Man movies,
right? Which they probably have the rights to, and now they're just like using whatever's left over. But they're trying to do what DC is doing, which is like doing these standalone villain movies. It's just not working.
Well, they've only done one, right?
Right, but I think the plan is, they're doing like the Penguin series. I guess.
Yeah.
I think I might be making this up, but they might be doing like a joke. Well, I guess I don't know. I want to say they're probably gonna. Their plan is to do like a Joker series situation, but I could be wrong. I might be making that up.
I think that like I don't know if they are. They might have already be planning this or have announced it, but if for DC shit, the next villain I think that they would like that could kill as like a good for a movie or for a show would be Poison Ivy.
Ooh.
specifically because I think Poison Ivy and like the whole backdrop of that character and the goals behind that character, it's like you can make her a compelling, like you can kind of make her like a warmonger almost, where people are just like, no, I get that, like
Right.
with the whole like environmentalism kind of bent, like
she could have a mission that everyone who's watching agrees with, but she's just not doing it in the right way or whatever the case is.
It's like the thing and I think those are all those are always very compelling villains because you know what they're doing is wrong, but you also know why they're doing it.
Well, that's why Mr. Freeze is such a cool idea too, because he's like he wants to get his doesn't he want his wife back or something like that?
Yeah, I think she has some illness or something like that. But also, like, I was actually about to use him as a counterpoint.
Okay,
it's like it's a lot less greedy than that. That's still like a compelling villain because there's like a real like driving factor out there, but it's so hyper personal. Versus like Poison Ivy's just like, yeah, this is like a real global problem we're dealing with. Like,
it's less selfish than I see what you're saying.
So it's like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, it's terrible that your wife is like dying of a disease and you're trying to cure it, but we're not gonna just be like, amen, brother, kill all those people to do that. Like it's like, yeah, we get it, we'll sympathize with the reasoning, but it's harder to be like, you got to have it be big enough that you think that like it's got to be close to, like, in your mind it has to be hard to say it's wrong kind of ordeal. And I think Poison Ivy gives you this opportunity to be like sympathetic character with like goals that are like global and like necessary kind of shit, and make the methodology, you can make the methodology kind of horrible, but also be like, but shit, how else is this going to happen? Like, you got to weigh it in a way that's like, I know it's wrong, but my God, is it hard to say like she's wrong?
And I think like
that's where you get your best villains from.
The water. Well, you didn't. Did you watch Batman yet?
Yeah.
The ending kind of sets up a whole environmental thing or a Mr. Freeze thing.
Yeah,
like
the ending.
They're underwater, so Freeze could be there. Like, bro, I'm about to freeze the shit out. Like, they could start the movie with everyone still underwater, and he could, I mean, that might be too quick, and like he's just there at the ready. That might be weird, but also, like you said, like it could be an environmental thing. The city's underwater. How did obviously it happened because he blew up the fucking he blew up the island. I don't remember when he blew up. He blew up some shit, and that's how they ended up.
The bombs
underwater.
went off is just how I remember it.
Yeah. Anyway, before we go on a whole tangent
about the Batman.
Yeah, but he did say Hush might be the next. I'm not really familiar with Hush, but I did read the comic years ago. I don't really even remember what he looks like or like what he does. But anyway, before we go crazy, okay. So El Muerto, we're on board with Bad Bunny. I'm not against it. Like, I think your first instinct would be like, no, what the fuck do we want Bad Bunny doing? But he seems to be doing it for the fun of it and like not for money, basically.
Yeah, and also like there's a lot of actors who try to be musicians and vice versa and all that shit. It's like I don't understand. Is there like a controversy behind
him?
This? Well, no. Behind like this hiring.
Like, I don't think so. One, because he's not that big of a character that people are aware of, and also like all of those movies have been shitty, so it's not like he's gonna put a stain on something that's great.
I'm fine with it.
It's just
like
a bit.
I said, I'm probably not gonna be like going to theaters to see it,
right?
Unless
it's a banger.
That's it. If people come back and they're like, yeah, you know what, pretty fucking good, then I'll be like, all right, I guess I'll check that shit out. Because that's like, there's only like so many movies that without people telling me that they're good that I'm actually trying to see in theaters.
Right.
Like, yeah, typically like there's a lot of movies that critics love that like my friends come out of and are just like, it's fine.
Right. Like, usually the opposite of critics. Like, I'll like what they don't like and won't like what they like.
Yeah, we found that with like all the shit that you say are just like, can't believe you guys haven't watched this. And we look it up, it's got like a 48 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like, well, this movie from 1999 didn't do well in 1999, so I guess I think I found out why.
All right, Jake. So I don't know if we could. I guess how much time were we like over at this point?
30 seconds.
Yeah,
Damn.
you can hurry up.
Uh,
Just hurry up.
All right. So we got either we got a couple. Okay. So we either got
You make the choice, bro, right now.
No, yeah, you
I don't like
decide
that.
now
I
or
don't
we
like
don't
that.
do
I don't
it.
Eric, you
I
want to
like that.
continue, you got
I
to
don't
make
like
the
that.
choice.
I don't know who
Decide
Bruce.
now
I don't know
or
who Bruce
roll
Green.
us out.
I don't know who Bruce Greenwood is, but he's being replaced by Frank Langella after misconduct allegations. But also the
I
weekend.
think it's the other way around based on the writing. It looks
Okay.
like Bruce Greenwood is replacing Frank Langella.
I thought that's what I said, but anyway.
Nah, you said the other way around.
Okay, but we also have the Weekend TV series getting a serious makeover. The cast and crew is being replaced, and I know Jake likes the Weekend. But then we also have American Gigolo showrunner departs series following misconduct allegations. We have so many misconduct allegations, and that's the only thing that people watch on this podcast. So I don't know what to talk about.
Okay.
Neither do I, because I don't know anything about any of these things.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so that's
Like I've
The only
known
thing I knew about was that 90s show, and I missed it.
is American Gigolo.
American Gigolo is it's a show with the dude who played the Punisher. I don't remember his name.
Which
The new Punisher.
oh, okay. A fucker from The Walking Dead. What's his
The Walking Dead.
I can't remember
Richard
his
Gere is in it. Gere, sorry.
Richard Green. Shout out to Richard Green.
Richard Gere.
shout out to Richard Scary. Killing it as the Punisher recently. Yeah, I think we just we covered all the shit that we actually can talk about at this point. I don't know.
All right. We don't have to. Okay. Yeah, because I don't really know anything about those shows. I just saw allegations and I got excited because that's our.
Yeah, I thought it was fucked up that Frank Langella killed that guy, but I don't know if he should lose his job over it. It seemed like he deserved it.
Does he hate his kids or did he cheat on his wife?
I think I think so. I don't know.
Dirty Dancing sequel starring Jennifer Grey. Was she the lead in the first one?
I don't
No.
think so. Yeah, Dirty Dancing. Yeah.
No.
That seems like impossible
Absolutely
almost.
not.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Jennifer? I don't know who Jennifer Grey is.
Neither do I off the
Oh,
top.
no, she
so-
was. Never mind.
Fuck you guys, bitches.
You didn't disagree with us.
I did.
No, me and you were on the same page, I
Oh.
thought. Yeah. We were both like, I don't think so. And then we're like, oh, I guess she is. And Eric asked a question, is acting like we were like having an argument about it.
I'm
Like-
disappointed in myself because in my head I saw Macy Gray when you said Jennifer Grey.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
That's
No,
not
that's-
Macy Gray.
That's,
What the fuck?
oh my god.
Jesus,
that's TLC.
Eric.
Holy
There's so
shit.
Wait, speaking of Macy Gray, there's a show. Okay, so we're done with the podcast. There's a show.
We're done
on-
with the podcast because you
Well-
didn't roll us out.
Well, no. I want people
Are we about to talk about As Told by Ginger?
No,
Oh my
there's a
god, I remember that show.
no. There's a
Macy
show.
Gray sang the theme
No.
song to As Told by Ginger.
No, there's a
Eric,
show.
Eric,
Yeah.
someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side. Do you know what I did, Eric?
You're telling me don't go
Eric,
chasing
do you
waterfalls.
know what
and
I,
not
do you know
Macy
what
Gray?
I did?
What's that?
It's not Macy Gray. Well, I took a visit, and it's possible I missed it. It looked different, but exactly the same.
There's a show on NBC. It's called like The Greatest Song or some shit. And they go to every state and they go to these random bands that are like popular on social media and shit like that. And they all come on the show and they perform the one song and then America votes. And then when they go to like Buffalo, New York, so they have all these bunch of random nobodies, not nobodies, but like social media famous, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then they go to Buffalo and they got all these people performing. And then, what's his? Oh fuck! I forgot. I had his name in my head. God damn it!
Michael Bublé.
Michael Bolton.
Oh, Michael Bolton shows up?
Yeah, he's
Fuck
one.
yeah.
He's one of the contestants. How is that fair?
How isn't it fair? Did they make a rule that Michael Bolton can't be a contestant?
The whole show is based on people that nobody knows, and that like
I would argue that Michael Bolton probably is technically famous on social media.
right. But if that was the case, you could have Beyonce on the show. Is what I'm saying. You can't just have random ass people that people know.
You know what?
there.
I bet that they asked Beyonce and she said no. And
But
Because they
okay,
would, you know, for a fact that if Beyonce wanted to be on that show, they'd be like, absolutely,
sure.
fuck all these other people. We'll
Why
put
not?
you on. Yeah,
But
it's Beyonce.
Macy Gray is one of like so they okay. So let's say there's 50 artists, 45 of them are nobodies with a banging song on the internet, and then 5 of them are kind of known. So Michael Bolton, and then Macy Gray is one, and then there's 3 others. But anyway, that's why I brought up that show, because I was trying to figure out if you thought it was fair. I don't think it's fair.
I think
it's
fair.
fine. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that they not even contemporaries because they're just like older artists, but like in the general sense, like those people that are like on lesser known or are like not fully in like the career of it all, they would be their contemporaries if they were successful in making it a career. So it's like them being there doesn't change whether or not they're successful at the end of the day. It's not like they're winning the prize money or something like that.
Right, but I think more people are likely to vote for them because they know them. No, that's my
maybe.
argument.
I guess it depends on if, like, I don't know how many people vote just because of pure name recognition on like
I'd vote for Macy Gray.
without seeing if Macy Gray still has got the chops.
Is she still singing "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls"? Because then I'm not going to vote for her.
She's not. She never said. Well, I can't say she never did, but she's not the original singer of that song. Because you know who is? 3 other people.
Okay, we're gonna look that up. Macy
Eric,
No, we're not gonna look it up
Don't go chasing.
Because she probably did a cover at
I
some
doubt
point.
it. I doubt it.
Yeah, she doesn't have a similar voice, but
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's TLC.
no shit. You know what Jess said like 10 minutes ago?
Oh wait. Look,
My
somebody
favorite-
on Twitter. Here we go. Somebody on Twitter.
Is it your Twitter account?
Oh, it was on Twitter, so it must be true.
I Try by Macy Grace and Waterfalls by TLC are the same song. Did we know this? I feel like this is huge.
No, it's not
It's
the same song.
You know who said that? Jenny Jaffe with 3 retweets and 35 likes.
Yeah, exactly, because she has
Okay.
no fucking clue what she's talking about.
Let's look up who Jenny Jaffe is. She's got a check mark and everything.
Why are we doing this? This is not part of the podcast.
This has been the Whole for Everything podcast. Jess, enjoy your show.
Thank you.
We can talk about the winner and losers.
Well, I bet on Katie, but I want Amanda to win. I just bet on
Seems-
Katie to get $100 free in
Oh,
bets.
okay.
I'm more
I was
of
gonna say
a,
like seems conflicting, but
It was
okay.
bet $1 on Katie, get $100 free in bets. So did it.
I'm more of a Ronda Rousey kind of guy myself. So hopefully she
she's
wins
not
tonight.
a boxer, but
All right.
I'm hoping for
I hope she runs in.
I'm hoping for Xena Warrior Princess to come out on top.
Jake Paul is
Jake
Amanda
Paul's fighting?
Serrano's. No, he's Amanda Serrano's promoter. So maybe I'll get some pictures. I'm sitting behind the media, so we'll see.
How did you get tickets to this?
No, my friend had an extra ticket.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ah.
All right. Well,
So if we hear anything about like Jake Paul getting like fucking pelted in the back by some shit, we'll know
Oh,
who it
you
was.
know I will have that on video if that happens.
we have.
I was gonna say it would be you,
was
but
me.
yeah, be real easy to catch it on video. Just left hand with the phone out and the right hand just to throw. Like
any behind the scenes video can go. You'll see on the Whole
On
for
the
Everything YouTube
Patreon,
and the Patreon. $5 a month.
the hold for everything. God damn, I can't remember what any of those anymore. Remember the fucking 2 minutes that OnlyFans was like going to get rid of all their content, and like 90 other fucking websites were like, we'll take all the fucking people that made you millions of dollars. Like, yeah, I was trying to reach for one of those, but I forgot all
Well,
of the people
at
that
the-
brought up on that.
At the $20 level of our Patreon, Eric sends feet pics.
Dude, I'll do that for free. Let's go, baby. Ride or die for the podcast.
Eric, you're not supposed to let them know that.
Damn.
Ride or die for the podcast by ruining our business model. Okay. We're almost
All right.
entirely supported off those feet pics, Eric. You're fucking it up.
All right, I'm done.
You have to start selling your socks.
Damn. Okay. this got dark. We've gone too far.
For $50, you can have socks Eric wore for 2 days in a row without showering. Hit us up.
How do you know that I do that, Jake?
If we get comments asking,
You'll have-
Eric, you have to do it.
We'll have a time lapse video.
No, what we'll do is next
It'll
episode.
be in your shower, so that
No.
we can prove that you hadn't showered for the duration we're saying you're wearing the socks for.
And in addition to that, for next week's episode, I'll have my feet on the camera while I talk. So every time I talk, it'll just be
Oh my god!
my feet
No,
live.
no! This
moving.
is perfect. No, this is perfect. We don't even have to do that shit. Fourth camera.
Oh
You
shit!
hook up your fucking GoPro. It's just the feet cam.
Damn,
Just the feet cam, baby.
dude. We'll see you guys next week, live in person, hopefully with
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 a
a feet cam.
with a feet cam. Are we doing live? Should we promise the people so that we?
I'll have to probably get a new phone by then. But
Oh yeah. Oh
'cause
yeah.
mine doesn't take any fucking pictures or anything anymore. So
God damn it. That.
well, you have
no.
that GoPro, so we'd be fine anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
I have 2 GoPros.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can make it work. But
All right.
I
Hopefully
should
we're
still
here.
get a phone before too
Yeah, you
long
should.
before this like really dies.
You should, because it'd be cool to have an extra. How many? Anyway, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. Say bye. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully in person and not on Zoom. I just said say bye.
Say bye to.
I want you all. I want you all to say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye. See you next week. This is the whole. Please stop. Please end the recording.
What's up, bitch?